The Pakistani doctor who helped the CIA track and kill Osama bin Laden has launched a hunger strike from his prison cell. Shakil Afridi has been languishing behind bars for a long time, and his fake vaccination program helped the US agents track and kill the Al-Qaeda leader in 2011. His protest is to highlight the injustices and inhumane attitudes being committed against him and his family. Okay, well, so what's become of Mr. Afridi and what's going on in Pakistan? It's no surprise that if they can do that, if they can do something like this to their own, then what are the chances for a guy like Kulbhushan Jadhav, who's been languishing in jail, a Pakistani jail for the last few years? Joyita Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian, is with us. Mamta Kale, BJP leader. Sumit Peer, political analyst, and Dr. Syed Abbas also joins us on this particular debate. Sumit, let me come to you first. Yeah. Is it really surprising from Pakistan what's happening to Mr. Afridi? Now, he was instrumental in catching Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad. We've all seen that movie, Zero Dark 30, and how he played his part in capturing Osama bin Laden and getting the world rid of a formidable terror mastermind. And yet he's languishing in a Pakistani jail. Isn't that message enough to people like a Bernie Sanders or a James Corbyn or China that, you know, which side Pakistan is really on?
I think, Vineet, honestly, if you talk to me, I don't find it surprising because Pakistani doctors are good for stealing things. Now, this good doctor for a change has helped the humanity to get rid of the most dreaded terrorist. Correct. Or a mass murderer of the humanity. Now, these two things don't go well in Pakistan. So, if you are a AQ Khan and you steal the designs, you are a national hero. Now, if you are this doctor who has helped US to trap Osama bin Laden and eliminate him, now you become a national, enemy. To my surprise, what I am surprised, Vineet, how is he alive? If he was not under the US radar or US was not involved in the bigger scheme of things, they would have even eliminated him by this time. Look at these cowards, they don't even take the bodies of their killed soldiers in Kargil. They disown Kasab, they disown their military, they disown their people, they disown their doctors. Only thieves, thugs and jo chor uchakke hote hain, they are the respectable people of Pakistan. And who is the most respectable person is Hafiz Saeed, because he runs a trust. Who is the person who is going freely with a 10 million bounty on head is Hafiz Saeed. You know, where do you find most of the UN designated terrorists? Pakistan. And, you know, with all these things happening in Pakistan, if this man is surviving, that is his good luck. And there's nothing being amazed about him. We have to thank our stars, he abhi zinda hai. Because otherwise, they would have eliminated him. They disown their own. All point of time, they disown the first person who goes and fights for them. Look at these jihadis. They are expendable dispensables for them. They send them across the border, they get killed, okay, good luck, bad luck, you know, one more gone, we'll find one more. That is how Pakistan works. So what is surprising here? But what you made a pertinent point, this is for the world to see. Now, I think the world community has to get together and try to save this poor chap, because he has helped to liberate world from a mass murderer, the most dreaded terrorist on planet Earth. So I request the US or the other, nations who are freedom lovers and who are democratics to please help this guy, see what can be done. And unfortunately, if we talk of Jadhav, what to say?
I understand your point. And Dr. Abbas, if you can hear me, it's only in Pakistan that you get to be disowned.
Yes, sir.
If you are Abdus Salam, the only Pakistani who ever was able to win a Nobel Prize for the country of Pakistan, but he was disowned by Pakistan because he belonged to the Ahmadi community. And if you are Mr. Afridi, not Shahid Afridi, if you are Mr. Shakil Afridi, then this is what you get for helping Pakistan out.
Shakil Afridi.
If you help Pakistan out, this is what you get. Lifetime in jail.
I think we must understand that Shakil Afridi has not just helped Pakistan, but the world over by taking in Osama bin Laden, being a part, being helpful and resourceful towards the CIA. And also, Mr. Trump must take the lead and keep his word when he said that Shakil Afridi will be taken care. Also, if you bring in the Geneva Convention, he must be protected, his rights must be taken. Shakil Afridi, unfortunately, is bearing the brunt of a terrorist state such as Pakistan. Pakistan time and again has been found to be pro-Osama bin Laden, not just that, but other terrorists. It has indeed become a hub of sorts, which is very dangerous. I think it is high time that Pakistan is internationally accredited of the same, and their bogus communications are being called out, and Trump must take strong measure and stop calling Imran Khan his good friend or dear friend. It's this time not to be diplomatic, but deal it with iron hands, and yes, take the justice forward for Shakil Afridi.
Okay, Colonel Dinesh Nain also joins us on the broadcast. Colonel Nain, in fact, when Donald Trump, before he became the president, he had made a promise. He said that if I'm elected the president, then I will help Mr. Afridi come out because he helped us to get rid of Osama bin Laden. This really, in fact, also shows that Trump is perhaps at some level wary of Pakistan. He needs Pakistan. It is a necessary evil for the United States for whatever number of reasons we may cite. First being the strategic location of Pakistan.
Well, Vineet, 2016, I think you are talking about, when Donald Trump said that they wanted to save Shakil Afridi, jailed for 33 years initially in 2012, and later on it was reduced to 23 years, the sentence I'm talking about. But what are we hoping from Donald Trump? Haven't we seen that recently in Beijing, when Asia Pacific Group plenary meeting was taking place, not only USA, even the complete European nations, Japan, Australia, everybody had softened their stand for FATF. What happened in Paris? In fact, you asked me honestly, I was worried that probably situation has come when instead of we talking about putting Pakistan in blacklist in FATF, Pakistan may come out of grey list and become white list. So now the Afghanistan problem of Donald Trump before the elections in 2020 is the main game changer. Shakil Afridi is not an important man, neither is India. The importance is how to get close to Taliban, requested through ISI not to fire any bomb before American forces are withdrawn along with NATO forces from Afghanistan. This is what is the interest of USA, Donald Trump and anybody else. So we should stop thinking and wishing. You see what has happened to Jadhav, Kulbhushan Jadhav.
Correct, that's what I said.
Nobody talking about
statement.
it.
Yeah.
Nobody talking about it, and nothing will happen. And nothing will happen. Let me tell you about this thing. So we got to start now believing in ourselves. We got to start now taking actions ourselves. We got to make ourselves economically so strong that people, they try to rush to you, which is not happening today. And just taking 36 Rafales will not make us the superpower. I think amply clarified by the Air Force Chief.
Okay, Joyita, where do you stand on this? In fact, that also begs us the question. That also, in fact, pushes us to introspect that if this is the kind of importance Pakistan holds for the United States, then what happened on the 24th and 25th of February in Ahmedabad and Delhi and Agra?
No, first of all, you see, when we are talking about this gentleman, I mean, it's frankly, it is America's fault that he is in jail. When you have got somebody involved, that in this kind of an operation, the least that the Americans could have done was extracted him from the Pakistan, taken him, given him a safe house, changed his identity, because he was a sitting
witness
duck.
protection program.
Yes, witness protection program, something like that. I mean, you do not leave one of the main persons who helped you in Pakistan at the mercy of the Pakistani government. And the military was also, I mean, kind of to hide their embarrassment as, they first gave him a 33 years prison sentence, then they went on to the 23 years. You see, having said that, now you see about this Donald Trump thing, you see, as just the panelist before me was mentioning, now because they are legitimizing, they are mainstreaming the Taliban, what is going to happen is, you see, several of these terrorist organizations will be legitimized. All these organizations will now be legitimized, and that means automatically FATF a series of all those things that are against Pakistan, that will be all falling out, primarily because all these are now overground workers, peace workers. So on what basis will you keep Pakistan on the blacklist, or sorry, grey list? Forget about blacklist. We should actually be worried about Pakistan coming out of the grey list. So frankly, I don't know what Donald Trump is doing it. He's doing it for his own sake, and even for that matter, the kind of deal he has cut with the Taliban over there, I mean, it is not going to bring about any peace over there.
Okay, Mamta Kale, do you think we've become complacent with the fact that Pakistan is going to languish in the grey list? Joyita just pointed out there could be a possibility of them transitioning and going up the ladder, even coming back to the white list. How dangerous is that going to be for us, keeping in mind what's happening in Afghanistan as well? The borders are going to be open for a lot of extremist organization to just walk across the fence, shake hands and start firing towards India.
See, Vineet, first of all, I am equally worried for this doctor. I mean, just because he helped US to get one terrorist neutralized, he's been behind bars. But
he was the one, he was the one. He was like the Neo of the Matrix.
Absolutely. Yeah. Had he been a terrorist, probably he would have been sitting somewhere at a very plum post in Pakistan. And I have seen some news where the Pakistanis have come out on street and chanted slogans that Pakistan ki army is as good as terrorist. So this is what is happening in Pakistan. Now we have seen that they had come up with another narrative where they had stated that Masood Azhar is missing, wherein they have kept him in a safe house. So what else can you expect from a state like, from a nation like Pakistan, who's been thriving on supporting terrorism and been actually using terrorist and terrorism as their team B as far as their army is concerned, and this is what they do. Now I come to the about the grey listing of Pakistan is concerned. I am pretty confident that even now they have been told that if they don't fulfill 22 points out of 27, they will be put from grey to blacklist. So I am pretty hopeful and pretty confident that forget about coming to white list, they will definitely go down to blacklist, and this is what is going to happen because the world knows what Pakistan is doing today, what is their modus operandi.
Mamta, does the world know? Really, does the world know?
Of course, yes, and that is why we've been getting all kind of a support.
The British royalty went to Pakistan and they called them a progressive country. In fact,
no one on international forum supports today Pakistan when it comes about India. Because it is a fact and all of us know it. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have got such a huge support when Balakot happened. We wouldn't have got that support, and we wouldn't have been able to get our fighter pilot, that is Wing Commander Abhinav back without any conditions. Wherein Pakistan wanted to put a lot of conditions for his freeing him.
Well, Pakistan is no country for people who want to stand up against terrorists, and as promised, Colonel Dinesh Nain, we were talking about the support that Pakistan has. A lot of people feel that there is widespread admonishment of Pakistan because of the terror activities and the state sponsorship of terror in that particular country. But is that the reality? They still get support from the United States. They are still flanked and backed by China. Saudi Arabia to some extent does need Pakistan as well, because Saudi Arabia does not have a defense of its own. They rely on Pakistan, and being the only Islamic country with the so-called nuclear bomb, they consider them to be some sort of a messiah. But India knows that they're not a messiah, they are a pariah.
See, Vineet, in international affairs, there's never permanent friends. The geopolitical situation has been changing very inconsistently since 1945. Recent events of America itself coming out of the climate change from the European Nations Summit, then coming down to the trade problem with China, then coming down up to, 5G problems happening within the NATO countries, and not to forget the COVID-19. What I'm trying to say is every country is trying to help itself. Nobody is helping anybody else. So we should come out of this thing that Saudi Arabia will help us, USA will help us, or you can say somebody else will help us. They are all helping themselves. We have to help ourselves and become that strong to help ourselves. Yes, we were having an edge over our diplomatic mission after Balakot session. Yes, we were having some place in OIC. Yes, Saudi Arabia, UAE, everybody was supporting us at a time. But then the time came when Turkey, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, UAE, China, Japan, Australia, all NATO countries, including European, Rus, everybody supported indirectly Pakistan in Asia Pacific group, the small group of FATF reporting. And I would like to correct here my panelists, other panelists. It is 14 places out of 27. They have given green signal to Pakistan, stating Pakistan has cleared 14 points out of 27. Remaining points they will clear. And I am very sure in coming June, if Afghanistan is still having little bit of presence of American forces which are slowly withdrawing, Pakistan will not be blacklisted.
No, but there was a recent notice which has gone to Pakistan stating that out of 27 you have to come clean on 22 points. This is a week ago. This is what has happened. So this is
okay. Sumit, in fact, the United States does need Pakistan on a number of platforms. Now that Donald Trump is facing an election year, getting his soldiers back, the boots back from Afghanistan to the United States is going to be a poll flag that he is very emotional about. He's very committed about as well, and he knows that his re-election perhaps depends on that particular thing happening. How likely is Pakistan to be not blacklisted? Forget about coming out of the grey list.
I think, Vineet, if you look at it, President Trump has said three things. We have spent $1 trillion in Afghanistan and achieved nothing. We have wasted 19 years. We spend $50 billion every year, and around 2,000 to 3,000 people who get killed every year of US military. Still, they have achieved nothing. Today, his priority is to move his forces out of Afghanistan, stop that $50 billion drain, and kind of recover that $1 trillion. Now he went ahead and did a truce with Taliban, in which there are reports that is no longer active because few bombs have already gone off. So the truce is no longer active. I don't know how far it's true, but I'm hearing some reports on internet and all. Now his priority right now is his election. His priority right now is to get his people back and stop that $50 billion one, which every American president is concerned and should be. Now as far as FATF grey and blacklist is concerned, Vineet, you can pull my videos. I've been always making one thing on every channel. This is all good for nothing, because as long as you have three countries backing Pakistan, Turkey, Malaysia, and what is that? Turkey, Malaysia, and China, they will never go to the blacklist. Right? In grey list, what happens? Your insurance and cost of doing business increases a little bit. बाकी कोई बहुत बड़ा फर्क पड़ता नहीं है grey list से. Now I agree with Colonel Saab. If we have to go and do something, we have to do it on our own. Balakots and surgical strikes have to be the day of the game. If US can do what do you call that? What is his name? What was the Iranian general Soleimani thing? We can also do same thing for Hafiz Sayyid and all, rather than being bothered about how US is going to help and come you. What did the President Trump say? Go and act in your national interest. I am with you. Only thing what you can express from President Trump is, if you go and take on Pakistan, we'll make sure no third party intervenes. Forces like China and all do not come in the way. But you have to go and settle your own scores. You have to go and put your house in order. So no America, no grey list, no blacklist is going to do a major impact to Pakistan. Because bhai, already bankrupt hai. They have less than $4 billion of foreign exchange. What are you going to penalize them? They have nothing to lose. Imran Khan is a person who has nothing to lose.
Okay.
What will you do to him?
All right. Joyita, what about Shakil Afridi? Can India make an attempt to help him out?
Well, India...
He did rid the world of, the most famous terrorist to be alive in modern history.
But I think, first of all, India needs to help out Kulbhushan Jadhav. Who is rotting in Pakistan jail. And, basically, let us first look at our own person who is rotting there. And
how is that going?
That is not going anywhere right now. Of course, we have won the case, whatever the case was at ICJ. But the fact of the matter is that has not changed the situation on the ground. Maybe we have been able to stall his execution. but the fact is that he is still there, he is still in that jail, and kind of, if you remember this recently, this incident happened of Ehsanullah Ehsan, he fleeing from ISI custody. Apparently he has a lot of beans to spill about the Pakistan army. Perhaps we can take that route or something like that, but before even we can think of Shakil Afridi, we first need to sort out our Kulbhushan Jadhav case.
We need to first sort out our Kulbhushan Jadhav case. And
Jadhav.
Mamta, what do you think that the government should in fact up the ante when it comes to communication? Because that's one area that it's often been pulled up for, that Pakistan has been a lot more aggressive, a lot more vociferous when it comes to communicating their point of view. Let's not get into how true or truthful Pakistan has been in communicating the wrong thing, but they have managed to convince a few people about things which are in fact not relevant or not pertinent at this point in time.
No, as far as this grey and white and black listing is concerned, let me remind everyone that Pakistan had gone n number of times to US and pleaded in front of them that from grey put us back to category white or white list, but nothing was done about it, and they were not, the Pakistan or Mr. Imran Khan wasn't heard about this, number one. Number two, as far as putting our house in order is concerned, let me tell you, this is what is happening for last 6 years in India. We are correcting a lot of historical wrongs which has been done, be it abrogation of Article 370, 35A, CAA, triple talaq, so on and so forth. This is what the today's government is doing. Because the priority is our nation, our country, and we are doing it all by ourselves. That is how every time when Donald Trump has said that I am here to mediate between you and Pakistan about J&K, the Honorable Prime Minister of India made it very clear in no uncertain words, no, we don't want any mediator because this is our internal problem. If at all somebody has to sort it out with Pakistan, we will do it ourselves, and said it in very, very clear words. So this is how we are doing. We are gathering our strength, we are gathering our support, be it in terms of diplomacy. Also, since we are putting, or the today's government is putting our house in order, the priorities are clear. That is why we were able to do Balakot. Let me tell you that doing Balakot wasn't an easy task. It was taking off from India and going into Pakistan. It was not a cross-border firing. It was not POK. It was going into Pakistan and destroying the terror outfits and terrorists there and coming back safe. Similarly, bringing in Abhinandan back to India without any condition was done purely based on our own terms and conditions. So this is what India is seeing. We are actually seeing a new India, India which is capable, or a Prime Minister which is very, very capable of calling the shots, taking tough decisions, having political will, which was so needed after independence, and we had not seen it. And we have seen it during Jammu and Kashmir and so on and so forth, and God willing, inshallah, will continue to see so.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.